Hi, Shreyas.
Hi.
Thank you so much for agreeing for the podcast. Tell me a little bit about you. What do you do?
I'm the co-founder of Llama. We work with protocols like Aave, Uniswap, Nouns, and others. And we work basically contributes to on-chain governance. And we're right now working on solutions to improve on-chain governance for projects.
Awesome. So Shreyas, how did you start Llama, and how did this idea come? And because I see that Llama has created a brand in itself, and it's sort of, I'm assuming, started like a working group, and if the way you operate is more like a working group, right? Which has people from other communities and DAOs also be part of Llama, right? So how does that work?
Yeah, so we initially started off with me just contributing to a bunch of projects. So started contributing to Aave and Uniswap and a few others. And from there, we built this community of contributors, various other people that contributed to these projects as well.
Yeah.
Met my co-founder Austin, and and then our goal was always to build scalable software. And so it was a question of market maturity, where I think over the last year and a half, the market was extremely immature. What mattered was just doing core contributions to projects and stepping up and be the group that actually did these upgrades and worked on risk proposals and treasury proposals. But I think from now on, it's actually quite an interesting time to actually build things, to scale DAOs and improve governance. And so that's kind of what we're looking at.
Awesome. So, Shreyas, since you're part of so many DAOs, just want to know, what is your unpopular opinion about DAOs?
Unpopular opinion. I think coin voting is bad. I don't know if it's unpopular in some circles, maybe popular in some. But one token, one vote seems like a bad way to run an organization. It's not effective. It's also not decentralized because you actually have a few large investors and stakeholders controlling everything. And I think what's way better is to have granular permissions where different stakeholders are able to make some upgrades, make some proposals, approve and disapprove actions, and that dominates how DAOs kind of grow and decentralize, rather than having your token launch be the primary event that decides governance as well.
Yeah. So, Shreyas, what do you think about bringing a behavioral change in people? Because, for example, let's say recently Nouns decided to leave Discord and they don't want to use it. It's difficult, right? People are used to use something, and it's not that easy to get them to shift to something else. That mindset shift, it's not that easy. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it needs to happen with applications using protocols using products and then actually achieving successful outcomes from it. And so, for example, if a project actually launches without on-chain governance, launches without a token, maybe just has some NFT-based governance or some other way that they decentralize, maybe they separate ownership and actual administration of the project. If that project succeeds and they are able to grow quicker, they're able to achieve their mission, and you just need one success outcome for everyone else to follow. And so I think it's our focus is much more on finding the one or two that can adopt these methods, rather than a quantity thing of trying to find 100. And so if you find one that becomes successful through some novel mechanism, then that will lead to everyone kind of following stuff.
Yeah, I love that. So I'm just wondering, Shreyas, when you started Llama, how did you go about it? Because, when you start, nobody knows you, and now you're working with one of the, best DAOs. So, what was the journey like? How did you actually go about getting people to, use your services and all of that?
Yeah, so I started off I didn't have any connections to the space or anything. And so I would kind of just I was very passionate about these crypto protocols on Ethereum and these decentralized organizations. I would just reach out to people through Twitter. So, shout out to the Twitter founders for making my life easier. But yeah, I would reach out to people through Twitter. I'd be lurking on these governance forums, so I would know what stuff is happening, and I would just start commenting or reaching out to people. I think the cool thing with crypto is these things are open.
Yeah.
And so there are these governance forums where one can access how these decisions are made. And so I just reached out to people. I initially just asked a bunch of questions to folks on how, they managed their protocol, how they thought through their treasury. And I just got a bunch of questions back where people just asked me back my opinion on it. and then I was like, okay, maybe there's something interesting to be able to go and down here. And so that's how kind of Llama emerged. And I worked in this ETH Global Hackathon first, and after building something scrappy for that hackathon, I realized that there's something really interesting in the DAO space that is applicable for more than a few projects. Though it's going to take time and it's an immature market. If you're here for a few decades, it's like it's a cool space to be in.
Yeah, I think the key is to have patience, right? That's super. We keep losing our sleep on a lot of things, but I think that's super important. So some fun questions, Shreyas. What is the most exciting thing that you're looking forward to in Denver?
In Denver, outside of crypto, or
What can be inside, outside crypto?
I think speaking to a lot of protocols and DAOs here on how they think through on-chain governance, how they think through access control, how they think through expanding their membership and permissions. And so that I'm super excited to learn more about some of these projects. I'm speaking at a panel tomorrow, which I'm excited about. I'm trying to think what else. I really like the not Denver as much, honestly, but I like Colorado. So I like Boulder and I like the mountains here. So I don't think I'll get some time this week, but this weekend I spent some time with a friend hiking up this place in Boulder. So I think Colorado is a good mountain town that I'd love to come every now and then.
Oh, that's lovely. Shreys, if we had to look at your browser history of last 30 days, what is that you've been searching the most?
It's probably just a lot of things on crypto governance, like access management, both in traditional software and crypto. Some questions, some Solidity questions, and some questions on Open Zeppelin Governor and Compound Governor Bravo and Alpha. Lots of crypto stuff. I think non-crypto, I've been like become a big Novak Djokovic fan. So I've been watching random clips of him on YouTube. It's probably the one that comes to mind. I watch some random YouTube clips.
Lovely. Who's your one of the closest friends in Web3 that you've still not met in person?
Oh, interesting.
What's his season?
Met most people I would consider reasonably close in person. There's few people I've not met in person yet, though we're friends that we've collaborated a lot. Like Sani actually from Aave, I've not met in person yet, though we've spoken a lot on the phone. I think there's probably a few I'm missing, but most people I think after I moved to New York, I've met a bunch of people in person.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Shreyas. That was fun and quick. So, lovely to have you.
Thank you.